In this video I'm gonna try to show how a servo motor for a EGR valve for the Isuzu dmax works, and this specific dmax is a 2007 model. I think it's the same up to approximately 2014 actually. This motor is just a brushed DC motor, and it sits on top of the EGR valve, and this part moves out and the valve pushes it back again. The problem with this motor was that it was stuck, didn't move at all, and the reason for that was that the bearings caught some moisture, and as you might see, this is the old bearing. It full of rust, and it's actually stuck, doesn't move at all. So the motor got stuck and the EGR valve didn't work anymore, and we got some fault codes. It's just a brushed DC motor, and it has a sensor back here that senses the position, and then that goes to the computer and computes the position and moves the valve accordingly. This connector here is 2 connections up there and 3 down here, and the ones up here are for the motor drive, and the ones down here is for the position. I had made a little bit of a picture for this, and this is how it looks. Up here we have 12 volt minus there, and down here we have plus 5 volt for the computer, minus, and then we have the signal. The signal is approximately from half a volt up to 4.6 volt. Gonna show how to open this motor so you can change the bearings. Actually a little bit tricky, but you just use a knife and you just crack it open, and maybe you need some force to move it. Now I have opened this once, and as you might notice, I have broken a little bit of the crack here, but I think that's easy to glue back again. Here we have the part that is a sensor. This pin here senses how far the valve is pressed, and here we have the brushes for the motor, and goes right up to these 2 connectors. Here we have the collector. The brushes are out here on the sides, and these different parts are then connected to the different rings here, and then it goes out to different coils. So we have 3 different windings on this motor. If we want to open it more, we just try to pull out this and unscrew it. Let's see if I can do that. Yeah, there it goes all the way out, and here comes the rest of the part. Inside we have just a rotor that is magnetic, and it sits on these bearings. Gonna try to get it out, so I use a screw to just screw it in there, and then I just pull it out. There it comes. Here you can see the new bearings, and then they are very easy to just take out and change, and then just press back again. and this is the center that presses on the valve later on. Down here we have different windings that goes to these three. So it's just a simple DC motor, and together with that sensor, it can act as a servo. It's not big different from just a RC servo. So it's just to put it back again. See a small groove down there, and just fit it in like that. And then it's this part here. Should go back like that. Didn't work. Maybe I'm not in the groove, probably not. Now I think I got it right, and try it again. Yep, now it fits. Put the spring back. Put the screw back. And press it. Should be something like that. Then the back part. Should be something like this one was a little bit tricky. Something like that. And now we just mount it back on the valve. But first we can just try it, see how it works. Okay, so now we're ready to test it, and we have the power supply at approximately 12 volts, and we just connect the minus or earth to the left lower connector, and then we just put the plus 12 on the other one. Well, we should see that it moves, and it does. A little bit fast though. Wasn't ready for that one. I push it in again, and as you see, it's working perfectly. When this motor is connected to the valve, the spring in the valve will push it back again, not my finger, of course. As you see, it moves pretty good. And now we have to try to see that the other three connectors work as well. that the sensor part is working. Okay, now it's time to test the sensor part, and the sensor part is driven by the DC power supply. Here we use 5 volt and it's approximately 10 milliamps. That will be the current when we run the sensor. So this goes to the computer that computes the position of the motor and make it act like a servo. For this we need to connect plus. Plus is connected to that connector, the lower left of the 3. And then we connect minus, which should be there, and as we can see then it's drawn approximately 10 milliamps from the sensor right now. And then we just have to measure this on the last part there, the last connection, and it says approximately 4.46, and that's because the whole thing had moved out pretty far. If we push it, then it should go down, and goes down all the way down to approximately 0.5 volt. If you look at the instrument and I push it, then you should be able to see it move. And there it goes down. So it works perfectly. Now we just have to put on some glue on the side here and glue this together. Make sure it's tight, and then just mount it back on the EGR valve and run the engine. That's it.